Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahweh Shai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahweh Shai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahweh Shai, Kol Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakadash. This is Ayah Yetad coming from you from the Las Vegas Men of Valor camp. First and foremost, like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and of Great Millstone, Salakia, to the Akim teaching and preaching this truth with all sincerity, to the 1/3 men, women, and children listening and learning, into the Bayasha Double Dud, House of David, of the 144,000 elect men who govern body. Alright, I'm coming to you today with a quick lesson on on heathens, alright, the heathen nations. So let's go ahead and start in the book of go ahead and start in Psalms. And it's going to be starting in Psalms, and it's going to be chapter 1, or Salakia, chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? So why do the heathen rage? First and foremost, let's deal with the heathen, all right? The heathen, who do we find out who the heathen are? We're going to find out who the heathen are in the book of Psalms, and we're going to find them in the book of Psalm, chapter 83, and we're going to find out who they are in verses 6 through 8, and it reads, the tabernacle of Edom, and the Ishmaelites. The Edom is so-called white man today, all right? The white man is Edom, Esau, Edom. Ishmaelites. Ishmaelites are, I believe, the Arabic nations. Moab, it continues to read of Moab. Moab would be the Asians, Chinese, all right? And of the Hagarites. And Salaki, if I don't have the demographics, all right. Verse 7, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, which is the chief house of Esau, Edom, all right, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur also is joined with them. They have hoped the children of Lot, all right. So they destroyed us as a people and as a nation, all right. Destroyed our heritage, all right. I'm gonna go on and go back into the book of Psalms. Let's go into chapter Slakia. It's in chapter 2, and we're going to go into verse 2, and it reads, the kings of the earth set themselves, and their rulers take counsel together against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and against his anointed, all right, saying, let us break their bands asunder, and cast away their cords from us. So they said, let us break their bands, all right. So Esau, Edom, the other nations got together and wanted to do away with Israel. And we know that, and we can find it in the book of Psalms 83, all right? So, chapter 83, and let's go verses 2 through 4. And it reads, for lo, thine enemies, who are our enemies, the heathen nations are our enemies. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Who are the hidden ones? The Israelites. You go back 100 years, nobody knew of our nation that we were the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. All right, not on a wide scale that we got our inheritance, our law, statutes, and commandments beat out of us, and our true nationality of who we are beaten out of us through slavery and so on and so forth in these captivities. All right. Continuing on to verse 4, they have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." All right. So they said, cut them off, let's make them no more a nation. These are the heathen that got together. Go into verse 5, and it's going to tell you exactly, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So even though that they may have a little a quarrel with each other, they are in they are in sync. They are in sync with each other to keep the nation of Israel down. Because when Israel is down, they prosper. All right? And we're going to go back into the book of Psalms, chapter 2, and let's go to let's start at verse 3. Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. All right? So let's break them apart. Let's break them to pieces and cast their bands from us. All right? Because remember, we were over them. So what they did is a power shift. And how did they power shift? Through the law, statutes, and commandments that we didn't keep, in that covenant that we broke with the Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, going to verse 4, and we're going to get into that. We'll touch on that. Verse 4, it reads, "He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure." All right? And Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai was displeased. Why? Because we disobeyed the laws, statutes, and commandments that he set for us. All right? For us. So let me point that out. Let's go to the let's go to Deuteronomy. Go to the book of Deuteronomy. And we're going to go to chapter 28 in Salakia. Got this, chapter 28. Salakia. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. And it reads, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, thy power, to obey, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." All right? Now, you can read the book of Deuteronomy. I'm just going to pick out, for edification, I'm going to pick out why and who. All right? So this is, let's do chapter 28, and let's go to verses 36 and 37. And it reads, "Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt shall set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known." All right? So a nation neither us or our fathers have known, and there shall thou serve other gods. we should serve other gods. Why? Because we didn't obey the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So he turned his face from us because he was displeased with with us as a nation. Continuing on, other gods, wood and stone. Verse 37, and thou shalt become a astonishment, a proverb, a byword among all nations, which Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall lead thee. All right? So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai was displeased with us because we disobeyed the law, statutes, and commandments that he had set forth for us, his people. All right? And it was only supposed to be for a little while, roughly paraphrasing the scripture. It was only supposed to be for a season. Okay? But what they did is the other nations took it too far. The heathen nations, they took it too far. And so Yahweh Bashem Yahushai had already ordained it. And let's actually go to Book of Psalms. Let's go to chapter, I believe it's chapter 105. Book of Psalms 105. Verse 15. And it reads, touch not my anointed, and do my prophets no harm. All right? We're Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's anointed people. We're anointed, and we are his prophets. All right? And what they did is they slew the prophets throughout generations. They slew the prophets, so on and so forth, throughout generations. Hanging, lynchings, so on, just so many things that this devil has done unto Israel. All right? But since Yahweh Bashem Yahushai wouldn't keep his anger forever, roughly paraphrasing the scripture, he did give us hope. All right? So let me go in. I got a couple more scriptures. Lord willing, this is edifying. Let's go to the book. Let's go to the Apocrypha. And we're going to go to the book of Baruch. Right? And we're going to go to chapter 4 and verse 25. And it reads, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has came upon us from disobeying the law, statutes, and commandments, for thine enemy hath persecuted thee. All right? But surely thou shalt see his destruction, and shall tread upon his neck. So Lord willing, we get to see the destruction of Esau, Edom, and all the other heathen nations from them persecuting us. All right? For us going off against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the unrighteous decrees that they had set forth. Because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai also tells us in the book of Deuteronomy. Let's go to book of Deuteronomy. Salakia. Let's go to Deuteronomy. We're going to go Deuteronomy chapter 30. And it is going to be verse 7. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, thy power, will put all these curses upon the enemies, thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So he told us in the book of Deuteronomy that the curses would reverse. All right? And that he would put those curses on them. All right? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai would put those curses on the heathen as well for touching the apple of his eye. All right? So, matter of fact, let's get that. Let's go to Zephaniah. Or is it Zechariah? I think it's Zechariah. Let's go to Zechariah. It's going to be chapter 2. and it's going to be verse 8, and it reads, For thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai of hosts, after the glory hath he set me unto the nations which spoiled you. All right? For he that toucheth you toucheth apple of his eye. All right? So you touch the apple of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's eye, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is not pleased. All right? So those are the things that these other nations are going to have to deal with for touching the apple of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's eye. They will go back into, the curses will fall upon them. They will go into captivity, go into slavery. Thus saith the Bible. All right? Salakia, I have one more scripture, and he's going to do it by the way of his prophets and his nation. All right, starting with the 144,000 and the 1/3, but the nation of Israel. All right, because in the book of Jeremiah, it tells you, chapter 51 and verse 20, Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms. All right? So he is talking about Israel. Matter of fact, let me read that over. I'm going to start at verse 19, Salakia. And it reads, The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.